Welcome to ISKCON Silicon Valley. Thanks for joining us here at this center. It's a small miracle that we have this place because everyone here is a volunteer, and over more than a decade, Hare Krishna, over more than a decade, devotees have been pulling together here for the purpose of expanding the spiritual mission, something that they recognize as important in their own lives and the lives of people of Silicon Valley and beyond. And it's not always easy to keep a group of volunteers together over a long period of time. And so when there is cohesion, it's a great success. Growing from cooperation, the development of tight relationships, then material facility comes to accommodate that. If you try to do it the other way around and build infrastructure without developing relationships and having a cohesive sense of mission, then the infrastructure becomes a burden. So here we have good relationships. Of course, not that there aren't some kinds of interactions that show us where we need to improve. There always are, but that's the benefit of being with other people. But this is a very solid foundation, a place from which to grow. And so we're lucky to have the community, the relationships, and the facility all in one. And it's a great joy to invite others to come into this environment so that they can take away with them something that's the most valuable, and that is a sense of service to Krishna, or an impetus to serve Krishna, and the means to do so. Because although someone may have an understanding that, or a feeling that I would like to serve, they may not know exactly how to do it. So being able to teach the tradition, which has been passed down through the great authorities in the line of disciplic succession, is also extremely valuable and gratifying. And thanks to everybody who's joined us online from various places around the world. We definitely feel your presence and have organized this temple specifically to reach out to you. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Sagara Edase Karuna Kori. Sagara. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Sagara Edase Karuna Kori. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura. Diyapada Chaya Shorohe Amai Tomara Charana Dhori. Diyapada Chaya Shorohe Amaya Tomara Charana Dhori. Chaya Bega Domi Chaya Dosha Shodhi Chaya Guna Deho Dase. Chaya Bega Domi Chaya Dosha Shodhi Chaya Guna Deho Dase. Chaya satsanga Deo e amare Boshashi shangerashe. Chaya satsanga Deho he amare Boshashi shangerashe. Ekaki amar nahi pai balo harinama sankirtane. Ekaki amar nahi pai balo harinama sankirtane. Tumi kripa kore shadabindu diya deho Krishna nama dhane. Tumi kripa kore shadabindu diya deho Krishna nama dhane. Krishna se toma, Krishna dite paro, tomara shakti ache. Krishna se toma, Krishna dite paro, tomara shakti ache. Amito Kanga Krishna Krishna Boli Dayatava Pache Pache. Amito Kanga Krishna Krishna Boli Dayatava Pache Pache. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakur Doyara Sagara Itase Karuna Kori. Oh hey Oh hey, Vaishnava Thakur, Doyara Sagara, Idase Karuna Kori. Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Thy go Premanande. How many of you understand the language of this bhajan? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so give Shamalangi the microphone. And just tell us, from looking at the words, give a little explanation.
So,
you guys all speak Bengali?
Vaishnav Thakur means...
a little closer.
Vaishnav Thakur, we are calling out to the Vaishnav Thakur, who is like... Thakur literally means, we use it for God in Bengali. So Vaishnav is like equivalent, like, we treat him almost like God.
How would you support that shastrically? Wait a minute. We've got her on the spot here, unless she calls a friend.
I'll call the friend.
Support the idea that Vaishnava is like as good as God. It's not God, but good as God.
Yeah.
Why? And where? Give some Shastra. Let's hear some Sanskrit.
Sakshat dharit vina shamas.
There you go.
I mean...
Yeah, you do. Go ahead and just say it, what you know. When you know a fragment of a verse, if you say it with confidence, it's as good as saying the whole verse. But if you know where it is, and you know what it is, and then you say it tentatively, then everyone goes, oh, they don't know it. So just the part you know.
Yeah, because she said I could refer.
Go for it.
Sakshat dharit vena samasta shastrer uktastatha bhavyataiva shadvi.
It's not uktastata, it's ruktastata, because it's actually one line, and there's an R and then a U.
Okay.
So don't say uktastata, say ruktastata, because it goes together.
Bhavyataiva shadvi kintu prabhuryaha priyaiva tasya. Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam.
Explain the verse. Means? Sakshad means what?
Like real, like...
Sakshad Hari. Who's Sakshad Hari?
Krishna.
Well, Sakshad Hari, it's referring here that the spiritual master is directly Hari. So same as Hari. It's just directly Hari. How? How is it? Sakshad dharit tvaimastamasta shastra. What's being said in the line? Shastra is saying that Hari and Guru are directly the same.
The Shastra says that Hari and Guru.
Yes. So why are they the same? Okay, call a friend.
He's so Kintu Prabhu, he's the most confidential servant of Krishna. Priya eva, he's very dear to Krishna.
Yeah, because he's a representative, right? Okay. So the Shastra is all saying from that verse that Guru and God, they can be considered equal. Not that they are equal, but they're considered equal because one's representing the other. And therefore that person who's representing is very dear to Krishna. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so Vaishnav Thakur Dayara Sagar, he's like an ocean of mercy. Please, Edase Karuna Kori, please have mercy on this servant of yours. Give me the Diya Pada Chaya, give me the shelter of your lotus feet. Shodho he amaya, correct me, from my mistakes, whatever. I hold your charan, like your lotus feet. I hold up to your lotus feet. Chaya Vega Domi, Chaya Dosha Shodhi. So Chaya is 6, Vega is like the 6 kind of urges we have. I know there was a list of names, but I don't remember them right now. The Vacha Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam.
What does Vega mean?
Urges.
Pundits, let's turn to our pundit circle. What's a Vega? Besides a kind of shake.
Urge.
Huh? What?
The urge.
Is that on? Okay. Support. Give me some Sanskrit to support that. Where do you hear references to Vegas? We can't hear anything out of that mic. It's on, but very low.
Red one.
Vacha vegan manasa krodha vegan jivan vegan udara pashta vegan etan vegan yovishita dhira sarvam apimam prithvim sashishyat.
So what's the idea behind this verse?
says,
And tell me what the Vegas mean.
the verse states that one who can control the urges of the mind, genitals, stomach, tongue, anger, and
What's vacho?
mouth.
Speech, tongue. Okay.
Um,
So Vega means urges, yeah? Then what? If one can do that, then...
He is qualified to make disciples all over the world.
Yeah, because the actual masters, who are the masters of this world? Senses? Can you verify that? Give me some Sanskrit.
So, Maharaj, your question, who is the master of this?
Who's the master of the world? Senses, you said. Verify.
Yeah, in the sense like, master is like whom we follow the commands. So most of the time we follow the commands and direction of our senses. It should not be.
Yes, Sanskrit.
So is there in the verse Kamadinam katina katitha palita durnideshas tesham jata maina karuna natrapano pashanti.
Just those two lines. Explain.
So Kamadinam is saying that how different kind of lusty desires, Kamadinam and all, like it says like a whole genre of things, like maybe it's lust, anger, greed, and Kamadinam.
Do you know this verse? Get a verse book quick.
Kamadinam katina katita palita durnidesha. So he's saying that for how long and how many times I have been following this senses and their demands for from time immemorial.
Yeah, they're the masters.
They're the masters.
Which kind of masters?
Durnidesha. They are the very bad masters.
Bad masters of the senses. Okay. So, Chaya Bhega Domi, Shamalanga means? Chaya Bhega Domi means? That one's very quiet also, unless it's off.
It was off, okay. So 6 kinds of urges what we have. Domi means, I think, bring it down, like, he's asking...
Help me to control them.
Control,
Yeah.
He's requesting the Vaishnav Thakur to control the 6 urges that we have. Chaya, dosha, shodhi. Dosh are the 6 faults, 6 kinds of faults.
Okay.
Please correct them. Chaya guna, deho dasha. Give me the 6 kind of good qualities.
What are the 6 faults? One Sanskrit over here. Name the 6 faults. We're talking nectar instruction now. It's nectar instruction 101 time.
Atyahara prayasascha prajalpa niyamagraha jana sangascha lalyam cha sadvir bhakti vinashyati.
Okay, tell us what they are in English. Atyahara means?
Over...
Ati means extreme, and ahara means eating or collecting.
Yeah, having too much.
Extreme eating. You know extreme sports? There's extreme eating. Okay, go ahead. Atyahara?
Is overeating or collecting.
Prayashish.
Oh. I don't know that one. Over endeavoring.
Get her the book quick. You got to help each other out. It's a team.
And then prajalpo is talking about like mundane subjects.
Give me an example.
Act
it out. Hey, guess what? Come on.
Hey, you know that girl that I met yesterday? She was like really, really mean and annoying, and I just like couldn't handle her at all. Like, what do you think about her?
Oh my God, no way. She's so annoying.
Okay, good. We got it. Prajalpo. Prajalpo, then?
Niyamagraha.
Niyamagraha. We need a definite pundit to pull this one apart. Niyamagraha. What is it?
I'm forgetting that one.
Help, call a friend. Come on, Nectar of Instruction 101. This is easy. Niyamagraha. There's 2 words. Niyamagraha and Niyamagraha. What's the difference? It's all in one word, but it's pronounced one way. Niyamagraha.
Niyama is rules and regulations. Agraha is too much attachment to. And then it also can be too much neglect of.
But you have to say it right. Niyamagraha and niyamagraha.
Oh, so it's niyamagraha.
Niyamagraha and niyamagraha. Say the two.
Niyamagraha, niyamagraha.
Yeah, what's the difference?
So niyamagraha
Magraha.
is too much attachment to
To the
rules and regulations, but niyamagraha is too much neglect of rules and regulations.
Okay, so it's 2 and 1. You got a 2 for going. What's the next one?
Jana sangas, and
Means?
that's association with worldly minded people.
Okay.
And lolium's greed.
What do they want, worldly-minded people?
To gratify their senses.
Okay. Janashangash, then?
Chalolium is greed.
Okay. So name the 6, just name them.
Overeating.
Yes. Or over-collecting.
Overeating or over-collecting. Then it's over-endeavoring.
For mundane things that are very difficult to
and
obtain.
then talking about mundane subject matters.
Correct.
Niyamagraha is too much attachment or too much neglect of rules and regulations.
Yes. And last one?
Association of worldly minded people.
That's 6.
And greed.
Okay.
Okay, so Chaya dosha Shodhi, then Chaya guna deho dashe, the good qualities, please, 6 kind of good qualities. Please give it to me. That's what he's requesting.
Okay. Then let's ask Shriyanta Riksha, quote Sanskrit for the 6 good qualities.
उत्साह निश्चयात् धैर्यात् तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् संगत्यागात् चतुर्वृत्ते सर्वैर्भक्तिर् विनश्यति.
Prasidyati. Vinashyati means ruins. Prasidyati means uplift. So tell me what they are.
Enthusiasm, utsaha, nischayat, determination, and dhairyat, patience. Tattat karma pravartanat, following in the footsteps of previous acharyas. Sangatyagat, satovritte. Sangatyagat is neglecting the association of worldly men. Are the 6 qualities.
Shatovrite. So name them again. Let's count. Number 1.
Utsahat is enthusiasm.
2.
Nischayat, determination.
3.
Dhairyat, patience.
4. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Tattat karma pravartanat, following the footsteps of previous acharyas.
Yeah.
Sangatyagat.
Did you get them all? That's only 5. There's one more. What's the one he's missing? Means? Shatovrite. From the Sato. Word for word there? Okay, number 1 is Utsahan. Who here has some Utsahan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everyone who raised their hand. Everyone else, you're out. Okay, Utsahan Nishchayat means? Confidence. You feel confident in the practice of devotional service, that the goal will be reached. Then, Dharyat, patience. You have to be patient. Then, Tat karma means? So there are various activities that have been performed by previous acharyas, so you follow those things, that you include those in your life. Then? Sangatyagat means? You give up the association of fools. Fool number 1. And then? Shatovrite means? Following in the footsteps of previous acharyas. So these are called the Chaya Guna. Guna means, it doesn't just mean like a mode of nature, but it also means when it's just juxtaposed with dosha, guna means a good quality. Guna means a good quality. So we want the guna, the good qualities, and we don't want the doshas, right? And I'm not talking about the crepe, the pancake, South Indian pancake. We don't want the faults. Okay, go ahead.
Then Choy Satsanga.
Closer.
Choy Satsanga means like 6 kind of good association.
Yeah, good.
And then he's asking, Deho Amare, give to me. He's asking for that. And I am sitting here.
Deho he amare means please give me.
Give it to me.
Okay, give to
amare,
me.
Yeah.
Amare.
Boshechi Shangero Asha. I'm sitting here waiting for this.
Bosechi?
Boshechi means
Bosechi.
sitting.
Sitting, I'm sitting.
Yeah.
Bosechi.
Sangera means to get this association. I'm hoping for this.
It's kind of like I'm waiting here
waiting
for
here
this.
for that. Yeah.
So when you're chanting, you can be thinking, I'm chanting, I'm waiting for all these things to come. I'm praying for these.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ekaki Amar, alone, I am nahi pae bala. I am not getting the strength, Harinam Sankirtane, to chant the names of the Lord.
If I'm alone, since
if I'm alone,
I can't do these
I
things.
can't do this.
I need your help.
Tumi kripa kori, by your mercy, Shraddha, give me the faith, by the, a drop of Shraddha, please give me. So that, and give me, Deho Krishna Nam Dhani, give me the wealth of the holy names, Krishna consciousness.
Nice. She's good. Okay, keep going.
Krishna se tomar, Krishna is yours, Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite paro, you can give me Krishna, tomar shakati ache, you have that strength. Amito kangal, I am like beggar or even... Kangal is like a beggar.
I'm begging.
Yeah. Krishna, I'm calling
We're
out...
not too proud to beg. We're not too proud to beg.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
okay.
at least for Krishna we should not.
Yes.
Krishna boli, calling the names of Krishna, dhai tabo pache, I'm running after you, behind you.
I'm running behind you. Asking for these things.
Yeah.
Yes? Question?
So Maharaj, it talks about the 6 types of association. So what is that? Does it say that?
Yeah, we said.
Chaya Shachanga. Yeah. You like the song? Why do you like it? Tell why, yeah. Specifics are interesting, generalities put us to sleep, so please keep us awake.
Krishna in the 4th verse it says that Amito Kangal, in this world, we have nothing. All the material things that we have doesn't count anything. But we have only Krishna. We should call the names of Krishna.
Okay, somebody give a Sanskrit verse that describes this mood. That I don't have anything in this world. And that, yes. She needs a mic. Give us a really nice verse.
Akinchana.
Yes, akinchana means?
The one who does not possess anything.
Yeah, that I don't have any asset in this world at all. Do any of you have any assets in this world? Well, practically speaking, I'm saying realistically. Do you have anything? Like? Bank balance? You think about it ever? Sometimes? Relationships, car, all kinds of things, right? But akinchana means, kinchan means something. Akinchana means no something. I don't have anything. So this is the mood of the person who's eligible for begging very deeply for some mercy. That's akinchana. Can you say more about the verse where it comes from?
In the prayers of Queen Kunti,
yes, good.
She says that she addresses Krishna as Akinchana Gochara.
Yes.
That Krishna gives himself to a person who doesn't have anything, or
yes.
Otherwise doesn't have the mentality that he possesses anything, even
Very
if
good.
he or she possesses.
Yes, excellent. And who else can say what that verse is? Say more about the verse. Yes, that's right. You want to quote it? This is a very important verse. You're going to like this so much.
Janmeshwarya Shutashi Bhir Edemana Mada Punaha Neva Aratya Bidhatum Ve Tam Akinchan Gochara. And I can give you the essence of it.
Give the essence.
It's talking about Jan, which is high birth in a high family. Jan Aishwarya is opulence or fame. Jan Aishwarya Shruta Shribhi is high education and beauty. So Jan Aishwarya Shruta Shribhi Edemana Madhapuna. So all these, if a person has got all these, then his mind won't be attracted towards Krishna. It's only when you become akinchan, when you have none of these, that you can focus on the Lord.
He's saying that when you consider that I have these things, then you become intoxicated by them. You think, Janma, I have a better birth than other people. Janma Aishwarya Shruta Shibir Edamana Manapuma Naivarha Yavidatum by Tomakinchara Gochara. If you become intoxicated by these things, then you can't call out with sincere feeling. You're satisfied. You think, I'm okay. I have something to protect me in this world. But the feeling of akinchana means that's your qualification. I don't have anything in this world. Only fully dependent on Krishna and Guru. If one has that feeling, then one can call with sincere feeling. Good, well done. Yes.
Even the next one's verse in Queen Kunti's prayer, it has the word akinchana.
Okay, let's look at the two verses. Verse numbers, please.
1, 8, 26 and 27.
26 and 27. Let's look at them. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Almost there. 7 seconds or less, or your money back from this class. Now you have to pay a rupee every time you look at a new verse now, the new website. Costs you 1 rupee. Okay, so this is, scroll down to the translation. My Lord, your lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling. Purport. Being materially advanced means taking birth in an aristocratic family and possessing great wealth, an education, and attractive personal beauty. All materialistic men are mad after possessing all these material opulences, and this is known as the advancement of material civilization. Srila Prabhupada once told one of his students, Hansaduta Prabhu, who was preaching in India, and he was experiencing that whenever he approached very rich people, that it was much more difficult. So Prabhupada told a story. He said, once in the jungle, the lion, who's the king of the jungle, got a bone stuck in his throat. So he put out a royal decree. Anyone who comes and takes this bone out of my throat, I will give you a royal boon. So all the animals got together and they said, I'm not going. I don't want to chance it. Who knows what might happen? But finally, a very brave crane approached the lion and said, I'll do it. So the lion opened his mouth. Crane put his head way down into the neck of the lion, took the bone out, disposed of it. And then the lion looked at him and said, why are you still here? And the crane said, I'm waiting for my royal boon. He said, you just had your head in my mouth and you want more of a boon than that? So Prabhupada says, similarly, when we teach Krishna consciousness to very wealthy people, oftentimes they think, well, hey, you got to see me. What else do you want? Why should I give anything else except my audience? So they could become puffed up. The result is by possessing all these material assets, one becomes artificially puffed up, intoxicated by such temporary possessions. Consequently, such materially puffed up persons are incapable of uttering the holy name of the Lord by addressing him feelingly, O Govinda, O Krishna. Please say. Did you say feelingly? Try one more time. Did you all say it? One more time. Okay. O Govinda, O Krishna, it is said in the Shastras that by once uttering the holy name of the Lord, the sinner gets rid of a quantity of sins that he is unable to commit. Such is the power of uttering the holy name of the Lord. There is not the least exaggeration in this statement. Actually, the Lord's holy name has such powerful potency. But there is a quality to such utterances also. It depends on the quality of feeling. A helpless man can feelingly utter the holy name of the Lord, whereas a man who utters the same holy name in great material satisfaction cannot be so sincere. A materially puffed up person may utter the holy name of the Lord occasionally, but he is incapable of uttering the name in quality. Therefore, the four principles of material advancement, namely 1. High parentage, 2. Good wealth, 3. High education, and 4. Attractive beauty, are, so to speak, disqualifications for progress on the path of spiritual advancement. The material coverings of the spirit soul the material covering of the pure spirit soul is an external feature, as much as fever is an external feature of an unhealthy body. The general process is to decrease the degree of the fever and not to aggravate it by maltreatment. Sometimes it is seen that spiritually advanced persons become materially impoverished. This is no discouragement. On the other hand, such impoverishment is a good sign as much as the falling of temperature is a good sign. The principle of life should be to decrease the degree of material intoxication, which leads one to be more and more illusioned about the aim of life. Grossly illusioned persons are quite unfit for entrance into the kingdom of God. And then you wanted to see the next verse, right? Next one. Namo kinchana vittaya nivritta guna vrittaye amaramaya shantaya kaivalya pataye namaha. My obeisances are unto you who are the property of the materially impoverished. You have nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the material modes of nature. You are self-satisfied, and therefore you are the most gentle and are the master of the monists. A living being is finished as soon as there is nothing to possess. Therefore, a living being cannot be, in the real sense of the term, a renouncer. A living being renounces something for gaining something more valuable. A student sacrifices his childish proclivities to gain better education. A servant gives up his job for a better job. Similarly, a devotee renounces the material world not for nothing, but for something tangible in spiritual value. Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami and others gave up their worldly pomp and prosperity for the sake of the service of the Lord. They were big men in the worldly sense. The Goswamis were ministers in the government service of Bengal, and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami was the son of a big zamindar of his time. But they left everything to gain something superior to what they previously possessed. The devotees are generally without material prosperity, but they have a very secret treasure house in the lotus feet of the Lord. There is a nice story about Srila Sanatana Goswami. He had a touchstone, and this stone was left in a pile of refuse. A needy man took it, but later on wondered why the valuable stone was kept in such a neglected place. He therefore asked Sanatana for the most valuable thing, and then he was given the holy name of the Lord. A kinchana means one who has nothing to give materially. A factual devotee or Mahatma does not give anything material to anyone because he has already left all material assets. He can, however, deliver the supreme asset, namely the personality of Godhead, because he is the only property of a factual devotee. The touchstone of Sanatana Goswami, which was thrown in the rubbish, was not the property of the Goswami. Otherwise, it would not have been kept in such a place. This specific example is given for the neophyte devotees just to convince them that material hankerings and spiritual advancement go ill together. Unless one is able to see everything as spiritual in relation with the Supreme Lord, one must always distinguish between spirit and matter. A spiritual master like Srila Sanatana Goswami, although personally able to see everything as spiritual, set this example for us only because we have no spiritual vision. Advancement of material vision or material civilization is a great stumbling block for spiritual advancement. Such material advancement entangles the living being in the bondage of a material body, followed by all sorts of material miseries. Such material advancement is called anartha, or things not wanted. Actually, this is so. In the present context of material advancement, one uses lipstick at a cost of 50 cents. 50 cents. Now it's $50. And there are so many unwanted things which are all products of the material conception of life. By diverting attention to so many unwanted things, human energy is spoiled without achievement of spiritual realization, the prime necessity of human life. The attempt to reach the moon is another example of spoiling energy, because even if the moon is reached, the problems of life will not be solved. The devotees of the Lord are called akinchanas because they have practically no material assets. Such material assets are all products of the three modes of material nature. They foil spiritual energy. Look up the word foil. And thus, the less we possess such products of material nature, the more we have a good chance for spiritual progress. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no direct connection with material activities. All his acts and deeds, which are exhibited even in this material world, are spiritual and without affection for the modes of material nature. I'll read that again. All his acts and deeds, which are exhibited even in this material world, are spiritual and without affection for the modes of material nature. That's an interesting concept, isn't it? Having affection for the modes of material nature. There's a way that the tiny living entity, although not part of the material world, looks upon the material nature, Hare Krishna, and develops an affection for various modes. And this is the sum and substance of the living entity's involvement in the material world. Becomes attached to the modes, and really Krishna he could have created a world that just had a few choices. But because he's so kind, he gives us a material world that has practically, for all intents and purposes, for our intents and purposes, unlimited choices. I mean, he could have just given 3 species we could have chosen from if we didn't want to be in a spiritual world. He could have just given, which 3 could he have given? They all have to start with C. Cat, okay, cat, what else? Camel, and a catfish. So you could have just transmigrated between a cat, a camel, and a catfish. And that's it. But he gave 8,400,000 species for us to transmigrate through. This is the way in which he's so kind, because whatever desire we have, he fulfills, isn't it? Where's that proof? Gives me some Sanskrit. Come on, you got to be chop. Jump right on it. That's your verse. It's Anushri's verse. Quote it.
Sapaya Gachakram Akayam Avrinam Ashnaviram Shutam Apapa Vidham Kavir Manishi Paripusvayampur Yata Tatra Toratan Vedadakshtrasvati Bhyasamabhya.
Very good. And just tell us the pertinent part that we're referring to now. What does that verse say that's pertinent to our discussion?
Krishna fulfills everybody's desires.
Yeah, he's fulfilling everyone's desires since the time immemorial. That's what he does. He's so kind. So when I want some alternative to being his servant, then he gives me unlimited. He didn't have to end at 8,400,000 species of life. It's not that he would have been exhausted creating more. He could have done more. But for all intents and purposes, the variety that he's given us in this world is unlimited. And after experiencing so many different kinds of interactions with the modes of material nature in various combinations and permutations, one can then come to the point of saying, what in Spanish? No más. I give up. I've tried it all, and therefore the Vedanta Sutra says, atato brahma jignasa. Therefore, because you've already tried it all, and it, see for yourself it didn't work, now surrender to Krishna. So someone has that affection for material nature still, they're not perfect candidate. To the degree that one has lost affection for the three modes of material nature, to that degree, these verses are saying one becomes a prime candidate for devotional service. So I don't have anything else in this world. Does that mean that person becomes bereft of everything? Shraddha doesn't agree with that. What does it mean, Shraddha?
I was just thinking that when you had made the comment that Krishna doesn't get attracted to the material energy, but the jiva soul does get attracted to it. Yeah. And I was thinking about the words from Brahma Samhita where it says that Krishna doesn't consort with the material energy, the illusionary energy. And even for the purpose of creating this material world, he actually casts the glance through Rama, his eternal chit potency. So I was just thinking that if we do that as well, that we connect with the spiritual, then the material will get taken care of by itself.
Yeah, so a person who has no asset in the material world, then if connected with pure devotees, can develop the greatest asset of all. Of course, if one doesn't have an inkling for devotional service and simply gives us material assets, one remains in a stranded condition. Bhagavatam points this out in several verses. Give me two prime verses that point out that if you take to a life of renouncing material assets, but you don't have a connection to the greatest spiritual asset, which is your relationship with Krishna, then you're stranded. That's my own language. You're stranded. You're not in a stable position. Let me put it that way. Give me two verses. I have them in my mind, so if you can do a Vulcan mind meld, you can know what I'm thinking. Yes, Govinda. Now keep in mind that whatever you say doesn't count until you say it into the mic. Definitely give Govinda a good mic.
Dharma sva anushthita punsam vikshvaksvena kathasuya na utpadete yati ratim shrama eva hi kevalam.
Ooh.
So I think one from the first canto.
Yes, first canto, second chapter.
Yeah, 1-2 something.
And
dharma sva anushthita punsam. If a man carries out his religious duties, but doesn't evoke or somehow develop a love for hearing Harikatha, Vikshvaksena Kathasoyaha, na utpadayate yatiritim, somehow doesn't develop an attraction for Harikatha, Shrama eva hi kevalam, it was mere donkey's labor the
Very
whole life.
good. Excellent. So this verse says that if you do everything perfectly in your dharma, religious duties, you don't get rati for Krishna Katha, attraction for hearing, then it's useless. Shrama, it's shrama, useless labor. Eva, he, kevalam. 3 emphatics that definitely, without question, absolutely. You got something cooking over here, I can tell. Give us a verse. Now what we're proving here through the Shastra is that you may give up the material world, but if you don't have a connection to Krishna Katha, which means having a connection to Krishna, then you're going to be stranded and you're not in a good position. Yes?
It's from the first canto. It's Naishkarmyam api achutabhava varjitam.
That's it.
Na shobhate jnanam alam niranjanam kuta puna shashvad abhadram ishvare na charpitam karma yadapi akaranam.
Yes.
It means that Naishkarmyam, if this process of self-realization is without Achyutabhava, means without Supreme Personality of Godhead, it doesn't look good. न शोभते ज्ञानम अलं निरंजनम कुता पुनः शाश्वत भद्रम ईश्वरे न चार्पितम कर्म यद्यपि अकारणम. And then what to talk of, materialistic activities. I mean, yeah, it's like that. What to talk of, karmic. What to talk, something like that it goes. So.
Well, what to talk, the people at home didn't hear what he said. You want to finish the thought? Give him mic. Go ahead. Call a friend, help him out.
You want to?
Yeah. So, I think what Prabhuji is saying is the material motivated activities are always inauspicious. Shashvat abhadram, it says. So, always inauspicious.
Yes, so this verse is also right on the money. Naishkarmyam apyachuta bhava vardishtam nashobhate jnanam alam niranjanam kutakmuna shashvata bhadram ishvare nacharpitam karma yadapyakaranam. So it says here, if you become naishkarmyam, you give up everything in the material world, but you don't have a chuta bhava, which means you haven't developed that feeling of emotion for serving Krishna, then is it nashobhate? It's not beautiful. Arotiko shobha. It doesn't look good. And then it goes on to say, what to speak of people who take up material activities. That's just foolishness. It's for the fools. There's one more verse I'm thinking.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, not really a verse, but I was just thinking that in Bhagavad Gita it's mentioned that the byproducts of devotional service are knowledge and renunciation. So does to the degree that we progress in devotional service, to that degree do we renunciate automatically because they are byproducts of devotional service?
Yes, but you have to prove it with the Sanskrit verse. You have it?
This verse is from Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Okay, we'll take that.
Bhukti Mukti Siddhikami.
You got it? Yeah, say it with confidence, even if you do it wrong, say it with confidence. That way we know.
Bhukti Mukti Siddhikami Sakalev Ashanta Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ataiva Shanta.
Yes, but it goes reverse order. Krishna Bhakti Nishkam Ataiva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhikami Sakali Ashanta. So this is very good. Tell us why you picked that verse.
Because the idea is, if the material progress brings miseries, then we give up all the material opulence, and it should give some kind of pleasure. But even those people who renounce it, mukti, like those who are in path of liberation,
yes,
even they are not peaceful.
Yes.
Because they also have the desire to become one with the Lord.
Very well done.
So only those people, only devotees who don't have any material desires,
okay,
not even to become one with the Lord,
okay,
they are the ones who are actually peaceful.
Yeah, that's good. But we also want proof for the other concept. The other concept we just heard was, if you take the direct process of bhakti, then naturally you'll become detached from the material activities. I want 2 verses. And fast. It should be right on the tip of your tongue. Arigato. Okay, Govinda, go ahead. But more widespread. If you can't think of the verses, then go grab yourself a verse book. We need more.
I just had it. What?
Okay, go ahead.
वासुदेवे भगवती भगवत भक्ति प्रयोजिता जनयति आशु वैराग्यम ज्ञानम च अहेतुकम.
Yes, this is the verse. This verse from the 1st canto, 2nd chapter. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janaya Yashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chaya Rahaitukam. Means if you perform bhakti, then as a concomitant, you get Jnana and Vairagya. It happens very quickly also. One more verse, please. Yes. From the internet. Okay, we got some pundits checking in here. Who's from the internet? Who is it?
Sorry. Someone you like.
Vaikuntha Nayaka.
Malini Mataji.
Oh, Malini. Okay.
So this is from Srimad Bhagavatam Shloki. She's quoting 2.934.
Okay, 2.934, Shloki.
Rite ritam yat pratyeta na pratyeta chatmani tad vidyad atmano mayam yatha bhaso yatha tamaha. And so the translation is Krishna speaking to Brahma, "O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness."
And what is the context in which she's giving that verse? What is it proving?
That if it's not related to Krishna, then it doesn't have any value.
It doesn't have any value. Very good. Okay, so the verse I'm thinking of, he knows. It's 11th canto.
It's 10:2:32.
Okay, 10:2:32 also I was thinking of. Yeah, go ahead.
It's 11th.
Yene ravindaksha vamuktamaninas tvayasta bhavada buddhaya aruya krishnena paramparam tata patantyato nadrita yushmanangraya. This verse is quoted very frequently to prove this point. And that is that if you don't have a relationship with Krishna, and that comes out in the first line, Yene Ravindaksha. Ravindaksha means that the lotus-eyed Lord. So this is very beautiful. There's a personal relationship we have with the Lord. That's why he's mentioned with two eyes. Where in the Upanishads does it mention that the Lord has a face? Pundits? Chop, chop, you got to be fast. Come on, come on, come on.
Hiranmayena patrena satyasya
Microphone, microphone.
Hiranmayena patrena satyapidam mukam tena tyakne
Tattvam Bhushan.
Tatvam pushana parinu satya dharmaya dishtaye.
Meaning?
O my Lord, please remove the dazzling effulgence covering your face.
Yes, exactly. So this verse from the Upanishads proves that the Lord has a face. This is important because it's a person, and the most beautiful person with unlimited qualities. And we have a relationship there. So this verse says, Yene Aravindaksha Vamuktamaninas. If somebody thinks they can have a liberation without having the relationship with the lotus-eyed Supreme Personality of Godhead, then they're mistaken. This is called avashuddha buddhaya. Their intelligence is impure. And what happens? Aruya krishrena. Krishrena means hard work. They work very hard to get liberated. Like the Brahma Samhita says that yogis sometimes they drill the respiration over many thousands of years to try to come to the point of perfect consciousness. Which verse says that? Say? Use the mic or it doesn't count. No points.
Vayorathapi manaso munipungavanam sopyasti prapadesimnya vichinta tattve govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami.
Yes, the Muni Pungavana means the best of the Munis. They drill the respiration, they try so hard, and they can't approach even the toes, lotus feet of the Lord. By that process of their own endeavor, they can't reach that. So those who go off on their own and they don't take the mercy, they don't accept the grace descending from the Lord through the process of devotional service, they work very hard, no doubt. Ariya Krishrena, Param Padam Tata, Patantyato means, patanti means to fall, ado means again. So they reach this level, but then again they fall back down again. Patantyato nadrita yushmarangraya, because they've failed to achieve shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. So this is a very important verse. You may even get some liberation into impersonal Brahman. But because of lack of service, you become agitated at some point and then come back down where? To the material world, start working at Home Depot. Fate worse than death. And there, well, it's actually worse to shop there, but no offense, anybody work. Yes, Govinda.
Maharaj, actually there was a nice verse, related verse from Kapil Devhuti Samvad that came to mind. Devhuti says that na yat karma dharmaya na viragaya kalpate na mukund angri sevayai jivanapi mrato hi saha. So she says that one who does karma, if that person should actually get attracted towards dharma, and eventually should develop renunciation. But even if that person doesn't develop, doesn't execute service towards Mukunda Angri, towards the lotus feet of Lord, Jivanapi mrito hisa. So even while living, that person is dead.
Even while living, the person's dead. Very good. Nice citation. So there's sufficient evidence from the Shastra to show that you have to, first of all, have a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to have complete renunciation. That if you, even as a beginner, take the process of bhakti, then you'll naturally develop detachment from the world. Yes, you have another one. From the 11th canto, right? No. Okay.
I had from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
That'll work.
Anasaktasya vishayan yathartham upayunjataha nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchyate, and then prapanchaya chikkataya buddhya hari sambandhi vastunaha mumukshabhi parityago vairagyam falgu kathyate. So when one is not attached to anything but at the same time accepts anything in relation to Krishna, one is rightly situated above possessiveness. On the other hand, one who rejects everything without knowledge of its relationship to Krishna is not as complete in his renunciation.
Okay, expound on why you picked that verse.
So, false renunciation, I mean, if we have if we have something which we can use for Krishna, even if it is material, we should make use of it, because if we reject that and we are not using it in the service of Krishna, that kind of renunciation is false renunciation.
Very good, very good. Nice citation. Sukeshri, and yeah?
I was remembering Anyavilashita Shunyam. Anyavilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavratam Anukuliyena Krishnano Shilanam Bhaktir Uttamam. I mean, anything that is not related to Krishna, Abhilasha. I might have a desire that is not related to Krishna. It could be to achieve, good karma or moksha and whatever. That's not really what a person should look for. Anukuliyena means it has to be related. It has to be something that will get you towards Krishna or for Krishna, things that you do for Krishna. That is the highest among everything that you do.
It's favorable. It's favorable, but it's meant to serve Krishna. And important in that verse also is the verb shil. Shil means the cultivation. So the acharyas explain that the cultivation takes place on two levels. One is internally and the other is externally. The Goswamis showed through their activities, tat tat karma pravartanat, the various activities that one does externally. For instance, Sanatana and Rupa Goswami, they wrote books, they excavated holy places, they built temples and so forth, which means they had to do a lot of paperwork. They had to wear a hard hat to go out there. These are very practical external activities that they did as shil, to cultivate. And then internally, there's a way in which one learns to meditate on Krishna and to remember him and to remember one's service to him and so forth, to render service within one's mind and heart. So if one does so, then naturally, Anyabilashita Shunyam, the definition of devotional service is that it's performed favorably in that way. Yeah, so there's the positive side. It's not that there's nothing to do once one renounces the idea of enjoying the things in the material world. In fact, the ocean of material happiness opens to such a person who then realizes that everything can be used in Krishna's service. You had a point.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj. I don't know what the verse is, but I was listening to the second chapter of the first canto, and there's a point where it's like all occupational duties can be used for liberation. And I think that just builds on this idea that anything past the occupational duties that we already have is just an accumulation that's unnecessary and just a distraction. So,
Dharmasya hyapavargasya nartarto yopakalpate nartasya dharmaikantasya kamo labhayahi smritaha. Maybe that's the verse? Yes? Huh? Dharma svanustita pumsam vishvakshena katasuya notpadayad yadiratim shrama evahi kevalam. Give your idea again. That the occupational duties that we do are meant for ultimate liberation. Right?
Yes, and that anything that we do beyond that is just an unnecessary hankering that we have, where it's an affection that we've developed, where we are pushing, and it's...
Yeah. Dharmas... Kamasya nindriya pritir labo jivete yavata jivasya tattva jignasya narto yasceha karmavi. Life's desire should never be aimed at sense gratification. One should desire to live only a healthy life of self-preservation. For that, it gives one the opportunity to inquire about the absolute truth. This should be the goal of one's work. Yes, very good. Okay. So now we're going to... Yes? Oh, there's one more in the 11th canto. In the 11th canto, it's also mentioned that if one engages in the process of bhakti, then naturally one develops a detachment from all things that are material. And it gives an analogy there that if you're hungry and you eat food, then you naturally feel satisfied and your hunger goes away and you're also nourished. Correct? Who knows the verse? Bhakti parushanu bhava viraktiranyata traishatrika eka kala prapadya manasya yatashnata shus tushti pushti shura payonugasam. It's just a perfect analogy, because it says when you're hungry and you eat food, then you become nourished, satisfied, and your hunger goes away with every bite. And in a similar way, if you perform bhakti, prapadya manasya translated as surrender to Krishna. Prapadya manasya means that you approach him. That's you're approaching him in the proper way. Prapadya manasya yatashnasasus. So in a similar way, if you surrender to Krishna, then you naturally feel a sense of bhakti. And you see Krishna directly for yourself, and you become detached from all things that aren't related to Krishna in a very natural way. Yes, Sukeshri?
I have a question. So about Khatwang Maharaj, we say that he just achieved perfection in just one moment. So I was wondering that this is just out of curiosity, because it seems like for me, or I hear from other devotees too, it takes forever to get rid of, all the anarthas you have, and it takes forever to get rid of your old conditionings, and you're still attached to so many things that is material. So I was just wondering, is it that Khatwang Maharaj, just took one moment to completely purify?
Are you talking about Khatvanga?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or is it that he had a lot of lifetimes where he had to purify, and then the last moment is what we are thinking about?
Yeah, I saw a poster in the airport in Bangkok at a sporting goods store. It had a picture of an athlete. I didn't know who he was because I don't follow, I'm sorry to say this, football. Soccer, and or whatever it's called. That's World Cup, right? Yeah, I didn't follow it. I'm happy to say. Anyway, he's a famous footballer. And he said, I became an overnight success after 17 years. And so many people become overnight successes after many, many lifetimes. Rupa Goswami puts this in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. He said if one's taken to devotional service with some enthusiasm in this life, it means that he or she has been in contact in previous lives as well. Krishna says something similar in the Bhagavad Gita, where he mentions that punya samskar, purva samskar, that from previous lives, when he has the experience in this life, one naturally revisits that and has the impetus to take to devotional service, has already done devotional service previously. And you'll find some people, if you present the most beautiful aspects of devotional service, they'll simply walk away. They're not interested at all. They have no impetus for it because they don't have any agyata sukriti. But this is something that's pointed out in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that when somebody gets some qualification by association with sadhus, even unknowingly, this comes up in the story of Maitreya. He was more of a jnani, but somehow or other he ran into Krishna and Uddhava speaking about intimate topics, and Prabhupada writes this can only be because of agyata sukriti, previous credits that he had. So we find in these cases that it's, if someone's able to suddenly culminate their devotional practice, then it's because they've previously performed devotional service and there's an accumulation that fructifies. It comes up in the Bhakti Sandarbha also, the story of what's his name? He built that temple in the near Govinda Bazaar in Vrindavan. Lal Babu. Yeah, Lal Babu is walking down the road, wealthy industrialist, and then a sweeper woman calls to her daughter and says something, "Now's the time." And he just hears the words, and then he thinks, yeah, now's the time I should surrender to Krishna. Because at that time the accumulation of bhakti unmukhi sukriti, then he's inspired, now completely surrendered. Lal Babu is mentioned in the Nectar of Devotion, that he, as an example of humility, although he was a wealthy man, then he went begging door to door, a few rupees here and there, and he built that temple, that beautiful temple, the Lal Babu Mandir that's there in Vrindavan. Have you seen it? Near Gopinath Bazaar. Lal Babu. And so generally we hear that somebody is able to do that within a second. On the other hand, we also know that the living entity at any time can use his independence to surrender to Krishna or to turn away from Krishna. That's what makes life interesting. Otherwise, if everything was predestined, why would we even try? But the fact is, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, surrender to me, I'll deliver you. And so Prabhupada gives this scenario, that you're a poor man, and a rich man comes and has a bag of money. How much in it? $1 billion. But I was thinking, how would you fit $1 billion? I don't know what denominations they'd be. But let's just say it was $1 billion in one bag, and says, it comes in a gift card. Okay. Hopefully not from Home Depot. And says, okay, here, I got you this, take it. So your choice is there. You take it or don't take it. And Krishna's offering to everybody, every living entity, that you take this. I'll just take care of you. You don't have to worry anymore. Why struggle in the material world? So now you could take it or not take it. You do have that. Prerogative as a living entity, because you have free will. You're not a dead stone. Therefore, you can choose at any time. I'll surrender to Krishna. So both things can be there. Yes, Prabhu? What song? What's the next
song? So, I just wanted to say I like the point you said, utterance, the quality of utterance
Yes.
That is really nice.
Yes.
That
and
struck to me.
Prabhupada brings that out in his commentary on the verses which Yanamadeha, Shravanana, Kirtana, Yat Pravana, Yat Smarana, Api Kuchit, Shwadhopi Sajya, Savanaya Kalpate, Kutakmanas, Te Bhagavanu Darshana. These are two famous verses. Then the next one, Aho Bhatta Shwa Pachato Gariyan, which are from Devahuti, speaking to her exalted son, Kapiladev. And she's exalting the power of the holy name and saying how wonderful it is that even if somebody's in a lowly position, is a shwapacha, a dog cooker, that person becomes eligible to do Vedic sacrifices, because by saying the holy name, one is freed from all past sinful activities. One's karma changes. Yat Brahma Sakshat, Kritayan. How does it go? Yat Brahma Sakshat Kritayan Kritanishtayapi Vinashamayati Vinana Bogai Upaiti Nama Spuranena Tate Prarabdha Karmeti Virauti Vedaha. Virauti Vedaha means the Vedas all say that if you take to the process of chanting Hare Krishna, then you can be purified of even your prarabdha karma, which means your present body changes and you're in a different category. You're no longer a person who's carrying around a sinful material body, but it becomes, you take on as you practice, a sadhaka deha. And so this is an established fact. It's very clearly stated by the previous acharyas, Sridhar Swami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they all agree this is a fact. Because there's an argument about that, isn't it? Sometimes in India people say, no, if you want to become a brahmana, you have to take another birth. If you're low birth, now you have to take birth as a brahmin, then you can start. But the acharyas say, no. If you chant the holy name, then your prarabdha karma is eradicated and you're purified. And these two verses prove it from the Bhagavatam. But Prabhupada says it depends on the sincerity of the utterance of the person. When you're chanting Hare Krishna, the effectiveness depends on how deeply you utter the holy name, what circumstances you utter the holy name in. For instance, if you know about the power of the holy name and then you take it for granted and you say, I can go on committing sinful activities, trying to enjoy the material world, and therefore I'll chant Hare Krishna and eradicate it because of its power, then you're committing an offense. And when you chant, you don't get the same effect. This is namaparata. But if you're innocent and you say the holy name of the Lord, then there's a very powerful effect from namahabhasa. And if you're a sincere practitioner who's initiated in the process of chanting the holy name by a bona fide spiritual master, which is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur points out is important in taking to the sincere chanting of the holy name, and you're chanting as a kinchana, like I don't have anything else, I'm fully dependent on the holy name, then it's very quickly effective. So the quality of the utterance is very important. Thanks for bringing that point out. Prabhu.
One more verse, actually, because we are doing Chad in Kartik month, chapter 5, so it just came up to my mind. Is like Sannyasastu Mahabaho Dukham Aptuma Yogata Yoga Yukto Munir Brahma Na Chirena Digachati. As you said, that when we are doing renouncement externally, but it is very difficult and it's troublesome for the body. On the other hand, a muni, a thinker who is attached to Krishna, who is following yoga, he approaches the Supreme without delay.
Without delay. Very good. Nicely done. And also a good testimonial for Chad. He's a poster child for Chad. Okay, so we're going to sing this famous song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Jai Radha Madhava, and then we're going to take a 5-minute break. And then we'll come right back. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashoda Nandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashoda Nandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashoda Nandana Vraja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Shodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Premanande. So now we'll take a 5-minute break. During the break, please meet somebody that you haven't talked to before in your life, or somebody you haven't talked to in a while, and find out from them what one reflection or question they have that will bring the conversation to a new level. And when we reconvene, you share what the interlocutor has told you was their main reflection or question. Are you ready? On your mark, get set, go. Okay. I know what torture it is to have spiritual conversations with your friends. And so the person I talked to was Hansapriya. And she told me that this morning when she was driving to the temple at 4 a.m., she came to a stoplight that seems to stay red forever. Do you ever come to those? You're there and it's like, wow. So he's sitting, waiting, just thinking, trying to be on time to the temple. And then finally the light turned green and she went through. And then she had this realization that somebody had planned it, that it would turn green at a certain time and it would let her through. There was a design behind that. So then she was thinking about her whole life and her spiritual life and how there's so many people behind the fact that she's gotten a green light to move forward in spiritual life. And it's by design. Everything's taking place from a higher level, from Krishna's mercy, the mercy of the devotees. So many great saints have designed a path, a green light, to open our way so we can move forward. So just from that experience of moving through the green light, she was feeling very grateful and remembering that how she could move forward in her spiritual life is really the mercy of Krishna and the saints. Okay, what else did you get? Yes. Did you find somebody you never talked to before?
Yes. No, not never. It's been a long time.
But a long time.
Talking to Govinda Priya Mataji.
Oh, yeah. And I've noticed it's just so many great saints have come here from north of San Francisco. Great to see you all.
She was saying that in yesterday's Vyasa Puja, they were hearing some clip from Radhanath Swami where someone was asking Maharaj that if the chanting is so powerful and all, but I've been chanting for 30 years, 40 years, but don't seem to get the taste for it. So it's in relation to what you were saying too, that conversation. So Maharaj was saying that, like when you compare to eternity, what is this 20, 30 years? Mm. So means through patience it works, because and I was also relating to what you just said, that everything is designed. We have to be patient and like she was waiting there until it turned green. So that I think was very much relevant.
Thank you very much for relating that, and I'd just like to offer some other thoughts about that. Patience. Last night was a extremely emotionally charged night for me because I attended the grand opening of the new ISKCON temple in San Francisco. Thanks to Navina Nirada Prabhu, to Ananta Chaitanya Prabhu, to Rahini Nandan Prabhu, to Bhakta Alex, and others. And I'm sorry to miss whatever their names are, but they've been working hard for the last several years, making their a plan to establish a place in San Francisco. Actually, the genesis for me was sitting with Navina Nirada Prabhu at Govardhan several years ago. I just have this time at Kartik. I meet with devotees. We talk about things. Besides having time to read, we sometimes have time to talk. And he was open to the world because he's done a lot of service in the world. He was the world book distribution minister from some years. He traveled all over the world. He knows his way around. And at this particular time, he was saying, like, I have no set engagement. What should I do? And I brought up San Francisco. And then we started talking about it. I said, why don't you come to San Francisco and try? And it was a long haul. There was a lot of paperwork that had to be done. He's not an American citizen. He didn't have a green card and the whole thing. So one thing led to another, but there are many, many small little battles we had to fight, just to move forward in that agenda with no idea of how it would be successful. We just knew it would be. And one of the reasons we knew it would be was Radhanath Maharaj had said, he had also made a proclamation that there should be a center in San Francisco. So I told Naveen, if Maharaj said it, it'll come to pass. Because whatever Maharaj says is always successful. Says or does. So, he came, he tried, other devotees came, they struggled for some time. And last night was such a beautiful opening, a very sublime place they have. It's not opulent, but it's sublime. It's in a beautiful little neighborhood. It's right next to the Justice Building in San Francisco, which I thought was very appropriate. And it's very neat, clean, sattvic, and there was a temple room last night full of very enthusiastic bhaktas, very happy to have the center. And so I was thinking about patience and how we may have some objective in mind in our devotional practice, for instance, chanting with taste or others. And we have to take step at a time and go through the stages and wait and see when it will manifest by Krishna's arrangement. Be very determined and patient and move forward. What other things did you come? Yes.
I met Tushar Kant Prabhu. So he's been coming for a few times now. He's from Fremont, where I am from. So his realization was that you can have a lot of power in this material world, lot of money, but you don't get that happiness. So that happiness is not there in all these material things. So that's what his realization was.
That's a powerful realization. Thank you very much for sharing that. Okay.
Yeah, my friend Sri Gopal Das had a interesting look at stuff. It was like, look, it's not that we don't have avenues for self-realization and improvement. There are a lot of avenues for self-realization and improvement, like this place and Bhagavad Gita, ISKCON temple. It's for us to figure out how to take advantage of it and improve ourselves. So the reason people are miserable in their life is not because there is no way out. It's because they don't make an effort to actually move forward on the path to get where they want to.
Ooh, that's a really nice one. So the facility may be there, but we have to take the initiative to make sure that we're able to advance. Prabhupada mentions in one of his purports that when someone learns to fly a plane, they go up and fly for quite some time. There's a required number of hours with an instructor, for good reason. You don't want to send somebody up there alone the first time. And after they've developed and they feel confident, then they go on a solo flight. There's always a first solo flight for somebody. And Prabhupada mentions that we have opportunities during our lifetime to take advantage of association and the practice of devotional service, but at the time of death, we're flying solo. And we really do have to depend on how we've contributed to the process of devotional service, using our own impetus throughout our lifetime. This is also mentioned in that verse in the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Prayana Kale Manasa Chalena Bhaktya Yukto Yoga Balena Chaiva Bruvor Madhye Pranam Avesha Samnat Satam Param Purusham Upaiti Divyam. This indicates how the yogis at the time of leaving the body have the strength of mind to bring their focus right between the two eyebrows and then think of the spiritual world and then transfer themselves there. And Prabhupada says that any person who's practicing yoga must do so with great vigor throughout one's lifetime in order to have the strength at the time of leaving the body to be able to be self-determining, to think of Krishna and not become confused and lose one's focus. Okay, other points? Yes. Right behind you, Lekha.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I met with Apara Manjati Mataji and Shubha Mataji here. We were talking about she was reflecting on the point you said about the code of the sports person. You can to become an overnight success, he practiced for 17 years.
Yes.
Similarly, this is in line with what Gandharvika Mataji spoke about. What is 40 years of chanting compared to eternity of Janmas? We wanted to request you to enlighten us on how to improve the quality of chanting. She was telling that you had sent some cards on how to chant better. We were wondering if you could just enlighten us on the same.
Yeah. Time for a seminar, Shraddha said. Well, when you do a seminar, it brings awareness to the chanting. One of the difficulties of any discipline is taking it for granted and then doing it by rote and forgetting to be conscious that you're doing it. That's the greatest enemy of a ritual, is that you forget that you're doing it. And anything that brings your attention back to the importance of chanting is helpful. One aspect of seminars that you can isolate and implement on your own is studying the mantra. Because the mind really has to be interested in it to be really successful. And for the mind to be interested in something, it wants to know what's in it for me. That's why we might cut out a coupon, or we might go to the travel agency and say, I want to go to where? Rancho Cucamonga. Because I read about Rancho Cucamonga and I have to go there because it's just an amazing place. People read about Bhutan. Bhutan is the cleanest country because they have all kinds of environmental regulations and they're very careful about who they let into their country and so forth. And people say, I want to go to Bhutan. So they hear about it, you want to go there. So similarly, if you take a little time to hear about what the holy name is, then at the time when you're chanting, your mind will tend to be attracted because you'll think there's something in it here. Nambina kichinahiko ora choda bhuvanamaje. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, keep in mind, there's nothing in the three worlds to be had except for the holy name. If I'm thinking like that when I'm chanting, that everything's here, I don't have to go anywhere else, and the mind can stay home and chant with you. And the other aspect that's always helpful is association. If you can sit with other devotees and chant, for instance, make a little japa circle, find a few devotees enthusiastic and maybe once a month, once a week, sit in a circle and chant together. You'll notice that it's a lot easier to chant. And when you go home by yourself and there are a lot of temptations around that can distract your attention, it's easy enough to get up and to give into those temptations, and then you break your chanting. But if you take time regularly to meet with devotees and make a japa circle, then you'll find that it's much more successful. Do you think that's a good idea?
Yes.
Let's try it. So break up into, on this side of the room, all the ladies, you can break up into 3 circles and sit in a circle. Bring your japa bag. All the men over here, break up into 4 circles. And kids, make one circle. But do it fast and get into the circle as quick as you can. If you don't have your bead bag, you can chant on your fingers. And the main thing is we're going to chant 1 round together in a circle. And try to help each other by staying focused on your own chanting so that you spread that good influence to others. Any question? Are you all ready? There's a question on the internet. Oh, later on. Okay. So those of you at home, please take your bead bags. If you're watching, get your bead bag out. No, it's over on the other side, to the left. Okay, got it. Now come back and sit with us in front of the screen. Pick one of the groups to focus in on and pretend that you're in the group and that you're chanting in your group, okay? Okay, so we'll finish one round together, and when you do, you just stop and wait till everybody else finishes, because it might be a little uneven, and then we'll get back together and share our experience. Are you ready? Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Narad Muni Bhajai Vina Radhika Ramana Name. Muni Bhajai Vina Radhika Ramana Name. Namamani Udita Hoy Bhakata Gita Same. Narad Muni Bhajai Vina Radhika Ramana Name. Ami Adhara Varishe Ghana Shavana Jugale Dhiya. Bhakata Jana Sagane Nache Pariyapana Hiya. Narada Muni Bhajai Vina Radhika Ramana Name. Madhuri Pura Asabo Pashi Mataya Jagata Jane. Keho vakande keha vanache keho mate mani mane. Narada Muni Bhajai Vina Radhika Ramana Name. Panchavadana Narade Dhori Pirama Saghana Ro. Kamalasana Nachia Bole Bolo Bolo Hari Bolo. Narada Muni Bhajai Vina Radhika Ramana Name. Sasasranana Parama Sukhe Hari Hari Bali Gai. Nam prabhave matilo vishva nam rasa sabe pai. Narada Muni Bhajai Vina Radhika Ramana Name. Shri Krishna Nam Rasane Spuri Puralo Amara Asha. Shri Rupa Pare Jache Iha Bhakati Vinoda Das. Narad Muni Bhajai Vina Radhika Ramana Name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Narad Muni Bhajai Vina Radhika Ramana Name. Radhika Ramana Name. Translation is: when the great soul Narada Muni plays his stringed veena, the holy name of Radhika Ramana descends and immediately appears amidst the kirtan of the Lord's devotees. Like a monsoon cloud, the holy name showers pure nectar into their ears. All the devotees, due to great ecstasy, enthusiastically dance to their heart's content. All the inhabitants of the universe become maddened upon entering this intoxicating shower of divine sweetness. Some people cry, some dance, and others become fully intoxicated within their minds. The five-faced Lord Shiva embraces Narada Muni, repeatedly makes loud screams of ecstatic joy, while Lord Brahma dances very ecstatically and exclaims, "All of you chant, Hari Bol, Hari Bol." In supreme happiness, the thousand-faced Anantashesha sings and calls out, Hari, Hari. By the influence of the transcendental vibration of that name, the whole universe becomes ecstatically maddened, and everyone tastes and relishes the mellows of the holy name. The holy name of Krishna has fulfilled all my desires by thus manifesting on everyone's tongue. Bhaktivinoda, the humble servant of the Lord, therefore prays at the feet of Sri Rupa Goswami that the chanting of Harinam may always continue in this way. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. And how was the Japa Circle experience for you all? What do you mean good? In what way was it good? Yes, Prabhu? Shri Gopal? And then Govinda?
So it it felt like it created a circle of vibration that you could not get out of it. The pronunciation was clear, when you hear the vibration that, and it was really hard to, even if the mind wandered, it was very easy to come back into the vibration.
You're caught in the web, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
Maharaj, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hello.
Can you
Hello. Dilly.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, some time ago on a Sunday Feast lecture you had given a seminar on chanting, and you had mentioned 5 P's of powerful chanting. In that, my Kali Yuga brain remembers 3.
That's all there is.
Oh, there is 3.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I was missing 2 more.
Yuga brain's doing just fine.
Oh, just fine, thank you. So there was pronunciation, posture, and prayerful mood.
That's right.
Oh, Jai.
Pronunciation, posture, and prayer.
So whenever I try to remind myself, it really helps, like being in prayerful mood.
Yes. It really does. So pray. Govinda?
Just wanted to say this almost same thing what Sri Gopal Prabhu said. What I felt was that the oral reinforcement was very strong. Sometimes we struggle just because of rote and being more mechanical, we might struggle with it. We might not want to hear our voice, but when we are with others, we do hear others' voices. So that aparadh for that, api pramadaha, that, inattentive chanting is minimalized.
Yes. Krishna has energies, right? And he expands them everywhere. Am I correct about that? Yes. Not, yeah? Yes. Okay, so similarly, living entities also have energies. And you'll notice if you're with the right living entities, you'll be able to take advantage of their energies. And so when you're with living entities who are chanting Hare Krishna and you sit in a circle, all the energy compiles right there. And you're able to actually fly. You can get in there and you can fly on the mantra. It'll actually pull you up and take you away. And this is a good opportunity to hear the mantra in that association. Okay, there were a few others. Yes?
Usually at home when I chant alone or with my dad, it always feels like it's not as like I sometimes want to be doing something else or I'm not really into it, but here it felt much better with like everyone surrounding me and we were all in just one big circle.
Okay, good. You felt the energy. Shraddha?
So Maharaj, I noticed the power of unison, that I was trying to go on my own very fast pace, and then I realized that others were slow, so I slowed down and then caught up with them. And then I realized that my circle had actually become bigger because there were others in the room also chanting at same speed. And then my mind did wander because I was thinking about that we made circles over here, and what about those who are watching us online? And then mind went and said, oh, I should look for some technology that allows them to form groups on Facebook and do japa. So mine,
Well, check and see if anybody could tell us online how the experience was. Pass the mics back.
Maharaj, it's one good thing I noticed is it's like a symphony, and it's like a chorus, and the mind is like a wild dog, it wants to go everywhere. But in the company of that symphony and chorus, there is a possibility that you can bring back your intelligence and focus on the chanting.
Kali kukur kana jari chao hey. It's a song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says that the mad dog Kali can be tamed by or scared away. Which one is it? Kali kukur kadan jadi chayo he Kali yuga pavana Kali payanashana Shisachi nandana gao he. The dog flees. If you want to get rid of the menace of the dog, you chant Hare Krishna. There's some dog analogies there. Okay, yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, what I found was something very interesting. When I went on that particular, group chanting, I actually was not chanting. I was very tired, was very quiet. But even when you're quiet and others are chanting in a rhythm, very peaceful.
Peaceful.
Yes, it's very peaceful.
Oh,
It's not
good.
like you have to be chanting. Just listening to people kind of helps you calm down.
Yes, kind of get carried along right behind you.
So Guru Maharaj, I will be very honest here. I mean, others are also honest. Actually, when you group chant, you're socially conscious. So you make an extra effort to make sure you are heard very carefully. So you kind of slow down and just make sure you stress on every syllables of the mantra. And if you finish early, then again you are socially conscious and you want to make sure that you don't do anything else like looking into your iPhone or anything, but here's what others are chanting attentively.
Yes, some of the benefits of Vaishnava Sangha. I've always noticed chanting Gayatri, people go faster or slower, but everyone always finishes at the same time. How does that happen? So you're waiting, like, when's he going to finish? He's done? Okay, I'm done too. But whether socially conscious, whatever conscious, at least you're conscious. That's the main thing. Because the enemy to chanting is unconscious chanting. And if you're, one way or another, you remain aware that you're chanting, then there's a much higher level at which the holy name penetrates, and we're able to hear the mantra. Just being aware that I'm chanting. Because it's possible by yourself, if you develop bad habits, that you can chant and then not be aware that you're even chanting. Your mind can be going in a lot of different places. You can even go through 16 rounds. And at the end of it, really, you thought about all the emails you're supposed to send and how you have to have interview at work, what you're going to have for breakfast. We had that yesterday. I want to have something different today. There's so many things that you can think about, and you didn't actually get that connection with the holy name because you weren't conscious. So, yes.
Yeah, so I actually really, same thing. I appreciate the being conscious of it, of other people, and the fact that you want to stay synchronized with each other, because you have a responsibility to the people next to you or in the group, that you want to stay thinking about it, because if your mind wanders, then the flow of it starts to get kind of all over the place. So being conscious of each other forces me to continue to focus.
Nice.
So one of the things which helps when you are alone is start Prabhupada's chanting together, and then sometimes Prabhupada said sit straight, so it also helps,
Sit properly. Kamala?
Hare Krishna. What I felt during the chanting was it was very beautiful and very serene. And I actually liked the non-synchronicity of the groups. I felt everybody was going at there was this, I don't know what it's called, like a whirlpool kind of an effect. Like everybody was doing a different thing at the different time, and it was very intense. And usually I chant with my eyes open, like, I want to see Radha. So my eyes was dancing between Krishna and Radha, and it was just going. And then suddenly my eyes focused on all the devotees' faces in my group, and everybody was looking so beautiful. Like, that's what I felt when I was chanting.
What if we could get intense. A japa circle going in all of Silicon Valley? Like one day, everybody in Silicon Valley agreed to chant one round together in the whole city. Stop the 101 freeway. No airplanes taking off. Complete concentration in the whole valley for 7 minutes. and everybody chants one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. What do you think? Whole Silicon Valley. It won't be called Silicon Valley. It'll be called?
Japa Valley or something.
Japa Valley. Napa Valley, Japa Valley. We can dream of these things. Okay, anything from this side? Kids circle.
I saw that like every time I would start like slouching or like I just like slow down and just like stop, I would like open my eyes and see that everybody else is sitting up straight and chanting with their eyes closed, so that like kind of made me to also close my eyes and sit up straight and have good posture. So
yes, there's a powerful energy from the group, right? So we can work these into our schedule, some japa circles, if you all like, because that'll help. Even if you do it at intervals, it'll remind you of even one session, one round, even a few mantras where you feel full traction in your chanting can help you when you go back, because then you'll remember that it's possible and the holy name will help you. Shri Gopal?
I think, Prabhu, you've been mentioning about this concept about sitting in the circles for some time now.
Yes.
I think I had an idea that we should do like maybe once a month, like Saturday, maybe call it a Super Saturday, where devotees can come for even for Mangalarti as well, so that there is some kind of synergy, and then we can come for Mangalarti and then we can sit in the circle and do japa also.
Okay. Deal. We'll announce, we can talk it over, the details, and then figure out a time that's easy for everybody to come for at least, I would say if we had 20 minutes to half an hour, that would start with a goal that's not too ambitious, that where we could come together for some japa circles. Maybe you could sign up ahead of time, put your name in, you'll be assigned to a circle or something like that, or whatever. We'll figure something out, and then we can use the japa circle. And also Shraddha called for a japa seminar. We can work that in. Even if we have short segments of teachings about the science of japa and how to do it properly, that'll help also in the long run. Last point.
I actually have a question.
Okay.
It doesn't relate to japa, it relates to the verses. But where do we start on memorizing verses?
Where do you start?
Where do we start, yeah.
Well, there are a few really important verses that we do normally every day that you can learn. We have a series of teachings about this on a website called Bhakti Roots, the Bhakti Roots course. Don't we, Shraddha, have that? And there we've listed some of the most important of verses. For instance, there are pranam verses, Prabhupada's pranam mantra, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale, etc. And there's others like that. If you learn the basic mantras and go deeply within them, then they'll be very meaningful for you. For instance, Mangalarti, we sing Guru Vashtakam. There's 8 verses. Actually, there's 9, but we don't sing the 9th one in ISKCON. Prabhupada didn't really introduce it, but it's a really nice verse, benediction verse at the end. And those 9 verses, if you go deeply within them and learn them, you'll find that when you sing them, they're actually very meaningful, and you'll be able to put your heart into it. If you just hear it, learn it, you don't know what it means, you try to imitate and don't learn how to pronounce it, then I've seen after 20 years, somebody can sing, Yasya Prashada, Bhagavat Prasadam Room. And they're not really sure, what the verse means or how to say it or anything like that. And then it's not so impactful. But if you take time and learn at least the basic mantras that we use in everyday prayers and rituals and things like that, then when you go to any ISKCON temple, you'll see that it's meaningful for you because you know what's going on. So that's a good place to start. And we have these listed and also recordings that go along with it on this, the Bhakti Roots course. Right, Shraddha? We have. Apparently there's some tiny little glitches in order for us to release it to the public based on, what's that platform called? Huh? No. WordPress. Yeah, WordPress. We need a WordPress expert because ours had his one of his parents passed away, and then he got distracted, and he hasn't helped us for a long time. But we have somebody?
Yeah, we found somebody, and we had a meeting last week. And she's going to go through that. Yeah, so we have a person who's skilled at that.
Getting close then.
Yeah. Very enthusiastic also.
That's good.
Yeah.
So Bhakti Roots course is there. You can check in with Shraddha. She'll tell you when it's available. Could be any day now. Okay, so today we had an Ishtagoshti, which means we gather together in a circle to discuss Krishna. And we heard different verses, people's realizations. We chanted japa together. We sang a couple songs. Three? We sang 3 songs by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And now we're going to have a Guru Puja. So we have opportunity to dance at this point. Dancing is one of the most important aspects of bhakti. Feel free to put your arms in the air, do the Swami step, or innovate in whatever way inspires you. And we'll meet you back here for Guru Puja in about 60 seconds. Thank you very much. Gaur Premanande Haribo. All he asked for was, he needed some shiksha. He never said,